I'd like us to talk about 5 things that a child needs but do not talk about, or you might not know. A child needs an atmosphere of love. As much as love is provision, provision is not love. Too many parents are busy trying to provide, trying to hustle for their children. Beyond just the provision, a child needs love. What does love define? The Bible makes us understand that God is love. As much as God is love, everything that God entails, love entails. The Bible makes us understand that love chastises. The Bible makes us understand that love gives. The Bible makes us understand that love supports. Everything love is, God is. Everything God is, love is. A child needs love. A child needs acceptance. So many children are just living under the roof of their parent, but they're going through a lot that meets the highs, that even meets words. Acceptance is about vulnerability. Acceptance makes a child feel safe. It's not about the building, it's not about the shelter. How well do you accept the intelligence of your child? Acceptance is not comparison. So many parents are busy comparing their children to others. That's not acceptance. Acceptance is taking your child the way they are, or your child is. Even if there's anything you do not like about the child, acceptance is wanting to see the child become better, and of course, making the child better. Accept your child's emotions, accept your child's weaknesses, accept your child's strengths, accept everything about your child. They might not seem to be the most intelligent, but you can make them the most intelligent, not by looking down on them or bringing them down with your words, but by acceptance. A child needs validation. This one very essential. Validating your child's emotions, validating how your child feels, validating what your child says, even if it doesn't make sense to you. You cannot underestimate the importance of validation. That's why children that are not validated, when they go out and they see validation, they experience validation, it becomes all that matters to them, and they can be easily swayed away. So it starts from the home. Validate how they feel, validate what they say, validate every time. You might be so busy, so caught up that you do not have time to speak to them, or maybe they come and meet you and say, oh, I want to say something, but you are so occupied. Validate that you are occupied and tell them, let's reschedule. And if it's something that requires urgency, of course, validate it and be there. Validation is underestimated, but one of the most important needs of a child. A child needs support. Not only physical support, a child needs emotional support, a child needs spiritual support, a child needs mental support, support in all areas of their life. Support cannot be underestimated. Support their little progresses, support even their failures, because a child cannot always do 100% every time. Support even when they are weak, support even when they are strong. Don't assume that they know. Don't assume that they have all necessary support. Don't assume that they are good. If you fail in your spirit, support. If you do not feel it in your spirit, support. Ask questions, support your children, support them. A child needs to grow right. Please, when I say grow right, I mean be truthful in the knowledge that you feed your children. I remember growing up, I heard so much that, oh, if a guy touch you, like they just touch you like this, you're going to get pregnant. Parents, really, when we hide these things from children, we are actually endangering them. I know that the aim is to keep them safe, but it's actually not keeping them safe because you are lying to these children. See, the best way to tell your child what is right and what is not right is by saying the truth. Tell them the truth. Raise them in the truth of the word of God. You don't have to make it seem complicated for them to listen. You don't have to make it seem like it's dangerous. Let them know that, yes, it's okay to feel this way. Yes, it's okay to feel all these things. But this is what to do when you feel. This is what happens when you do not do the right and when you feel this way. Raise your children up right. Tell them the right things. Raise them with the word of God. You cannot see the word of God is a seed of light. It's a seed of life. So if you are not incorporating the word of God in your children daily, there's a problem. Because outside they are still spiritual beings. And it's honestly that from now. That from now. Whether or not your children might have grown up, whatever age they are, it's never too late to start giving these things. If you have not been given it to them, give your child love. Love is not provision. Provision is not love, but love entails provision. Shelter is not love, but love entails shelter. Love is God. Give your child validation. Validate everything. Give your child acceptance. Give your child support. And lastly, raise your child right in truth. The truth of the word of God and truth of life. Happy Children's Day. God bless you.